What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are back with another episode of F1 2019 career mode. Check out my previous video from yesterday. It was an absolute banger. We fast forwarded 10 seasons into career mode and we did an experiment to see what would happen with all the driver moves, if drivers would retire and F2 drivers come through the ranks, and see what would happen between all the teams. Check it out, link in the description, or you can check out my channel from yesterday. But anyway, here we are for the British Grand Prix. You can see Haas have made massive gains into this race. They are now well and truly the best car in terms of career mode. So this championship battle is going to get very interesting because Haas are kind of nowhere in the constructors and the drivers standings. And now with clearly a dominant car. So they're going to be racking in all the 1-2s potentially. And this championship is just going to tighten up even further. For us, we haven't made any gains coming into this race. Unfortunately, we had one of our major upgrades fail. That was on the rear downforce. So unfortunately, heading into this round, we have no benefit. But hopefully, this can be a good round for us nonetheless. We move on to practice now. We did a little bit of wet running through practice 1, I think it was. I gotta say, I feel like since the patch, my wet weather pace has been atrocious. So it looks like Codemasters have well and truly rectified the issues that were affecting the AI in the wets, and now it seems like they're stronger than ever before. So complaining on one aspect, and now I'm probably going to start complaining on the other end of the spectrum, but it's fine. But yeah, here we are for the British Grand Prix, a good bank of resource points. We might consolidate that rear downforce upgrade that failed maybe later on in this episode. We'll have to wait and see. We have a major engine upgrade in the pipeline as well, which should hopefully go on the car for the next race in Germany. So we'll see how that goes. Getting very low in terms of our first power unit components. We're just pretty much running those into the ground at this point. So again, that's probably not going to help our Friday practice pace. But who cares? It's Friday practice. But now let's get into what counts. It's time for quali.
It's time once again then for qualifying here at Silverstone on what we're hoping will be a tight contest for pole position.
We don't need to push too hard in this session. We should have the pace to qualify easily.
So some relatively brand new components are in the car now, in the power unit, and now we're going to see what this car is made of. Again, we have a rain affected session. It's supposed to be coming down towards the end of this qualifying session in Q1, and I can already sense the people typing away in the comments saying, "Oh Ben, why are you not doing a lap at the end of the session?" Well, it's going to be raining at the end of the session. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, and I feel like everyone loves to behave upon hindsight. Well, we can't wait to the end of the session. We are going to have to wait until the end or do some fast forwarding or something. But hopefully the pace around this Grand Prix is good enough to get us out of Q1, regardless of some AI bullcrap in qualifying. Who knows? I think this is my first race now with the new patch, so maybe that's not a thing anymore. We'll wait and see. Anyway, this lap feels amazing so far. The car, I feel like, is absolutely on rails. I was just throwing it into corners, carrying a lot of speed, running 4.6 downforce, and really, I don't really feel like I'm lacking anything. I'm getting the most out of the corners. We come across the line, and we absolutely smash the field. A 125.6 on provisional pole by 4, or nearly 5 tenths there as we come to the end of Q1. It did rain towards the end, so I was right in setting a time early and then parking it for the rest of the session. So that was nice, the fact that we got through, and we got through by fast forwarding. But, you know, on a normal dry qualifying session, we will do our best to set a time at the end of the session. I will take your feedback on board, but sometimes it's just not possible, like in Austria, where like it was threatening to rain at the end. I had to get my time in early. But anyway, Q2, it is raining, and again, the pace looks okay. It's going to actually get heavier towards the end of this session, so we're doing second lap here. Unfortunately, we got a couple of idiots in the way, so that ruined that lap, and the rain has already switched to heavy levels of downpour. So unfortunately, there is no more improvement left in the track, but I did go out again on another 2 runs on intermediate tyres and just couldn't beat the time. So that was a bit of pointless running from me. It's 12th place. The lap itself, it just wasn't good enough. In the opening run that I did, I got blocked on my second lap, and then the track was never as good. Like, I'm literally only a 10th away from Ricardo, and he's in the 10. So, like, literally not much more to do. Like, it's just really unlucky. The fact that we've been set back again in a qualifying session. But for differing reasons this time, everyone will be on fresh tyres, so that'll somewhat eliminate strategy, perhaps. But we'll wait and see. The pace in the dry is amazing, and the race is set to be dry too as well. So I'm going to keep my head up and hope for a good result.
The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again. And how joyous indeed it is to be back at Silverstone once more for the British Grand Prix. The queues to get in this morning extended miles back down the A43, such is the enthusiasm for Formula One in this country. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Why don't we discuss Red Bull? They haven't had any retirements in the last 5 races. What do you think that says about the reliability of their car?
I think they can be fairly pleased with that record so far. The first thing any good car needs is a solid, reliable base with which to build on, and they seem to have that this season.
Okay, this is the team's home race. We're all relying on you to impress today.
I thought we were a French team. You can't claim that this is a home race. And also claim that France is a home race. Like, you can only pick one, pal. Anyway, here we are for the British Grand Prix. We're going for the alternate strategy today. We're going to finish the race on the softs, go for the fastest lap, and we're going to do something different versus the AI around us. Hopefully do the undercut and see where we are at the end of the race. Away we go for the halfway point of this season. Looks like a... not a great start, to be honest. We go around the outside of a Williams. We go around the outside of a Haas. What is Haas doing in P12 in the form of Hulkenberg? Don't bloody know. They should be way better than what they managed in qualifying. I don't even remember them being amazing in practice or qualifying for that matter. It's bloody Devin Butler who topped FP2. But it's the first lap of the Grand Prix. Why am I talking about practice at this stage? We now find ourselves inside the top 10. I really can get stupidly distracted sometimes. I go off on these absolute tangents. I don't think I leave myself enough time to talk about things before the weekend starts. I just end up talking about it in off-topic moments of the weekend. But we're settling into this race quite nicely. You can see there's a Williams right behind us. Raikkonen on the attack as we go down the Wellington Straight. We managed to hold him off for now. So, P10, next up is Ricardo. Literally everyone else in the field is on the soft compound tyres, and we will confirm that on the race director a little bit later. But yeah, pace seems to be okay. I'm not pushing 100% as of yet. The field seems to be, I don't know, fairly close at this stage. I knew it was going to be close all throughout the race. There's so many teams who are so closely matched in this season of career mode, if you exclude Haas, but Haas just seemed to be nowhere at this point. Lucas Weber has got the best hopes of the team at the moment, and he's still, you know, trapped behind the likes of the Red Bulls, the Ferraris, and the Mercedes, so he's not really going anywhere in a hurry. Someone else who's not going anywhere in a hurry is Lando Norris. A bit of a dive up the inside of the Force Racing point, and he saw himself take a little excursion into the infield. Here's the replay. I think he just locked up massively into this left-hander. Yeah, just threw himself into the Racing Points line and was lucky to get away with... I don't think he got any damage, so that's quite lucky. Just a lot of lost time and a bruised ego. But we carry on, and there we go. We can see the confirmation of not only the top 10 runners, but like literally everyone in the field.
Currently, the fastest lap is a 1 minute 29.1.
Literally everyone in the field is on the softs right now. No one has gone for something different. So there is going to be a very stacked pit lane come pit stop time. And that was one of the considerations, but it's going to be even more so given that everyone is on the same age of tyre, same strategy and everything. Yeah, we're just going to open this up quite nicely towards the back end of this race, hopefully. So yeah, we're only going to get stronger at this point of the Grand Prix. So I'm not pushing things by a crazy amount. We can, you know, we can try and overtake Ricardo and those ahead of me, but they're really, to be honest, they're not holding me up all too much. We're kind of all circulating at a very neutral pace. Like, everyone's got very similar speed, and this is a very unique race. I have said this in the past, but it's especially evident now that the cars are faster. Yeah, most of the corners are flat out and you're at maximum speed the whole time. We've got Lucas Weber making contact with, oh my god, that's just too much happening in a short space of time. The virtual safety car is out. Devin Butler is out of the Grand Prix. Weber and Butler have collided for the first time in their careers. They collided off the circuit, and now they've done so on Devon's home race. Holy crap. Oh, okay, what is going on? Virtual safety car has been deployed. There's the incident between the two F2 contenders. What actually happens here? It's just... no one's at fault, really. It's just a bit of unfortunate contact. Devon's right front tyre just exploded with relatively light contact. I say light contact. It just ripped the suspension's arms off of it. Nice stutter, Ben there. But we're getting ready to go back to green. I wanted to let Gasly, my teammate, go because I kind of did overtake them illegally. But at the same time, I was avoiding a massive crash at the exit of turn 1, so I was a bit conflicted. I tried to slow down and let them go, but it just wasn't working, and the VSC was ending, and my delta was positive by 5 seconds. So we have lost like 5 seconds to the Mercedes and the Ferraris, and now we need to close in that ground once again. Pit stop time isn't too far away, and I feel like we've kind of screwed over our race a little bit just by trying to be a gentleman. Carlos Sainz is out of the Grand Prix. McLaren having an absolutely disastrous day. Haas seemed to be nowhere as well, now that Lucas is down the order, and Hulkenberg is, well, underperforming as always. But lap 11, it is pit stop time. We got a Merc, we got a Ferrari, we got a Red Bull in. Verstappen, the sole Red Bull driver left in this race. He's trying to fly the flag for those guys. My teammate is in as well. Everyone going on to medium tyres. There is an alternate strategy to go on the hards, but honestly, with the tyre wear being as low as what it is at this point in the career mode, a lot of teams will have tyre wear upgrades. You would think that they'd all opt for the mediums to run to the end of this race, and I'm pretty sure everyone does. But yeah, very, very odd. The fact that there was no safety car again after a monumental crash at turn 1. A bit of a pile up for a few seconds there, but still you would have thought that beautiful silver Mercedes would have came out and graced us with its presence, but unfortunately that was not the case. We're carrying on, and we're actually going to pit at the end of this lap. We were maintaining the gap quite well, to be honest, to Leclerc and Hamilton. The gap was sitting right around 20 seconds for about a lap or two. Then Leclerc shoved in his fastest lap, same too with Vettel, and now we're responding with a purple sector in the middle part of the lap. That is very interesting, but we're diving it in now to, cover off their undercut and make sure that they don't get too far up the road once we eventually make our stop, which is now. So the plan was to originally run quite long and put on the softs at the end to go for a fast lap, but now we're legitimately in the contention for the race victory here today, despite losing 4 or 5 seconds with the VSC. The leaders are only 5 or 6 seconds up the road with 10 laps to go. It looks like they might be battling a little bit as well, and if they can continue to battle, it'll draw us into the battle further. So we'll just see how we go. We were on, neutral pace with the AI when we were on a harder tyre in the first stint. Now we're on a step softer, so I would imagine that our advantage is going to be the best part of 6, 7, 8 tenths, maybe even more, better than those around us. So we're going to utilize that as best we can. Slipstream and DRS on Verstappen. We're going to go to the outside, and we're going to take P5. Only, a lap after making our pit stop. So now we can set after the two top teams in the sport. We put in a purple middle and final sector, despite that being our out lap, and now this is going to be our fastest lap attempt. So hopefully this can solidify us, getting us an extra point in this race. Can't guarantee that it will though, unless someone else stops for softs, but I feel like the pace is good enough to cover off anyone else who dives it in at this point of the Grand Prix anyway. We're reeling in these guys massively now. It's actually quite crazy. They are battling a little bit at this phase of the Grand Prix, which is certainly helping. We come across the line, trying to manage the ERS and the fuel, but we chuck in a fast lap, and that is, head and shoulders the fast lap of the Grand Prix over anything else that a driver has done today. But yeah, you can see the battles now starting to unfold for the minor placings on the podium. It's Bottas and Vettel fighting over P3. We have Leclerc and Hamilton fighting over the victory. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see two distinct battles happening at the exact same time, holding each other up, and you know, dragging themselves back into my clutches even further. So I'm quite confident that we can get at least a podium today, but I'm hoping that Hamilton and Leclerc can continue to battle there side by side through Stowe at the moment. Same too with Bottas and Vettel. It's actually quite incredible to see it all unfolding at the moment. But yeah, 7 laps to go. We're in the slipstream. We're going to save a little bit of fuel, a little bit of ERS at this stage. We're not really close enough to mount a challenge just yet, so we're just playing this safe. We're not getting held up by them. I feel like, if anything, these two guys might be catching up to the leaders, which is resulting in a massive game of cat and mouse. Here you can see Bottas going a bit slowly through Beckett's. They're going to see if we can get a nice exit out of the final section, and here we go, up and overtake. Rich fuel mixture is engaged as well, so let's see if we can get 2 in 1 go here. Vettel goes to the inside, we're going up the inside of him, and there we go, 2 in 1 go into Stowe. We're on the podium for the British Grand Prix, and now we can set after the two leaders who are still side by side right as I was making that move for P3. What a Grand Prix this is turning into. The pace this weekend is amazing. I don't know where it's come from. We haven't made any upgrades coming into this race, but the car just seems to be set up beautifully. It's got the right balance of downforce. It's got really good responsiveness at high speed. I feel like the ultimate... Oh my god, that was close between myself and Vettel at turn 1. We were literally rubbing tyres. Does not get any closer than this. Side by side. No damage consumed, and we're able to both carry on with our race. Vettel got a beautiful run out of the final corner, and I had nothing to fight against him. I was in, I think, fuel saving and a little bit of battery saving mode at this point. But yeah, the ultimate upgrade that I put on the car seems to have made a huge difference when we got to this circuit. The car just has got the grace of a ballet dancer at high speed. It's amazing. Hamilton and Leclerc are still fighting away at this point in the Grand Prix. It is absolutely insane to see the battle unfold. It looks like I might be dragging Vettel and also Bottas to a lesser degree into the fight. Vettel is still in my slipstream, so this could be a 4-way fight for the victory here. My tyres are starting to go off, but I feel like there's still quite a bit of life left in them, so I don't have too many worries when it comes to you know, getting involved with this fight. It's more of a concern about managing the battery and the fuel. That's my concern at this stage. I think we'll be fine for tyres for the majority of this race to the end. But here we go, slipstream on Hamilton. This is our first little run at the two leaders here. We're going to go up the inside into Stowe. A bit of a signature move from me there. Hamilton gets a better run through the second part of Stowe, and we just about manage to hold on. We're in second place of the British Grand Prix now. All that remains between us and the victory is Charles Leclerc. I don't want to be the guy who takes another victory away from Charles, but I feel like it's necessary. As much as of a nice guy he is, we have our own championship, our own team and goals, aspirations to look after. So we need to be selfish. Last lap, last roll of the dice, saving fuel a little bit. We're going to burn a bit more of it now on this Wellington straight. Get the DRS, draw a little bit closer now. We're getting to the business end of this lap now. Last couple of chances now to have a go at Charles Leclerc. Let's see if we can get as close as we can through the S's. This is where our car's really strong, so let's see if we can get close. Maybe too close through Beckett's. Nice exit. Rich fuel mixture overtake is engaged. It's all going to come down to the slipstream here. Here we go. Outside. No, we're going to go to the inside, and we have the lead of the British Grand Prix with 3 corners to go. We need to watch out for Charles because he's going to be a demon under brace. We're going to defend to the inside, and that should be the victory covered off. If it is, it'll be our second race victory of the season, and one that we truly needed. Get in.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
There we go, lads. What a fantastic Grand Prix. A real showdown there at the end, with some of the best teams in Formula 1. Haas, what a race to throw away. You know, Lucas had his own issues with Devon Butler. They came to grips at turn 1. Hulkenberg was nowhere in terms of pace. Yes, he finished P8, but yeah, we did what we had to against some teams who are, you know, right around our level at this stage. Another win, timely one indeed. And I always remained calm over the course of the Grand Prix. There was something, I don't know, I just had this feeling that we'd be able to pull it off despite losing the time with the safety car. I trusted in the strategy. I felt really good with the car, really comfortable. The car was amazing. I feel like it did half the work of the Grand Prix this weekend. It was weird. Like, it's a very unique circuit here at Silverstone. Like, we were able to go flat out through a lot of the high-speed corners, and we ran low downforce. So we were able to get through a lot of these corners quite nicely. And our top-end speed was also really awesome. So it made for a brilliant car in the race. One that was very confidence-inspiring, and one that we could certainly overtake with. And the strategy as well was awesome, which really set us apart from literally everyone else in the field today. So couldn't be happier with this win. And now we move on to Germany with a lot of confidence.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. How did you feel when you saw your old rival from F2 have to withdraw from today's race?
Really? I win the race in that fashion, and that is the first question that you ask me? This interview's over. Claire, what do I have to say about you? That was... okay. Please refrain from asking about Devon and Lucas in the future, please. Because literally, whenever anything happens involving those guys, the interview almost gets hacked. And it's all about them and nothing about me or my team or nothing. It's, yeah, that's a thing. But anyway, that has been this episode of Career Mode for today, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you need to see plenty more Career Mode content. Tons of upgrades. We did have that failed rear downforce upgrade. We can target that. But what I'm thinking is if we go for the major front downforce, if we put that on now, it'll go on in time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It'll take 2 weeks to complete, or 2 rounds to complete, shall I say. Then, in the next episode, we can probably target the rear downforce upgrade, and then have a front and rear downforce upgrade in time for Hungary, which is a circuit that is, quite notorious for being a downforce, specific circuit. So that is the strategy that I'm going to go down. We've got a major engine upgrade coming for the German Grand Prix. So just some really good timely upgrades on the way. And our package is only going to get stronger to, meet the, the development of what the other teams are doing as well. So we'll wait and see. We're 18 points away from the championship at the moment. Things are looking good if the development schedule goes ahead without any more failures. We're going to have a very, very competitive package. One thing I didn't mention as well is that Daniel Ricciardo was very fast in this race, even on mediums at the end. So, yeah, the car is working wonders. So I'll hopefully have a screenshot to show you guys. But anyway, yeah, looking forward to some more good pace, some more good results, and hopefully a championship challenge awaits for the second half of the season. That's it from me today. Until the next one, I'll see you next time.